MJZ Comics, and the hammer has dropped on Matt's book.
Let's start the show. Before we get started, make sure you give this video a like, hit the subscribe button, and click that notification bell so you don't miss any of our new videos.
We are going to show you a book that we have invested in, and we have lost money on this book. So without further ado, Matt, what book are we going to bring out here?
So this is a Maximum Carnage #1 from 1994. This is kind of a unique book. It was included with the video game that came out for Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis. It's based off the Maximum Carnage video game, obviously. Incredibly hard book to get. I believe there's only, from my research, less than 300 total copies on the CGC census. And this being a 9.8, the highest grade, there is only 19 copies total in the 9.8 grade.
And Matt, weren't you saying that this book, I mean, it came out in the 90s, picture this, and you only got it when you purchased the video game. So I can't believe that that many people have this book laying around.
Yeah, because I believe I got this video game originally when I was a kid, and I don't even remember getting the comic, so I probably just tossed it out. Now, it may have been, I think with this game, there was like a regular Sega, or excuse me, Super Nintendo cartridge that was gray. They also had a special cartridge that was red, and I believe that's the version that this book came with.
Oh, that would make sense with the red
Mhm.
cover. But I mean, honestly, this book is probably the most expensive Carnage book on the market. So if you're a big Carnage fan, I mean, this is it.
I mean, the next most expensive Carnage book that I can think of is the first appearance, the Spider-Man
Yeah, I would
61.
agree.
So,
I think that's it.
and that's come down a lot. That's in the hundreds now, I believe.
Yeah. As we said in the intro, we've lost money on this book, believe it or not. I can still remember I saw this at a local comic book store, and the guy just found it in somebody's collection that he purchased, sent it to CGC, and it came back a 9.8. And I saw it there, and I called Matt right away, and I said, "Hey, this is a great investment. Let's do it."
Yeah, I believe I was just finishing like a 15-hour shift. He called me, and I was at that point I was kind of in the market for a new book. I was going between this and that, and I ended up going to the bank, going to the comic book store. I bought this. It was kind of a funny story. The owner wasn't there, and I basically threw the cash down on the table and said, "I'm going to pay this for the book. Will you take it?" And the guy working there called him up and he said, "Deal, we'll take it." So that's how I got it. And this was before the pandemic, and this book kind of dipped down in value even back then. Obviously, everything else has come down in value since COVID-19. So this is probably one of the worst books I've ever bought. But the silver lining is, I really do think this has great potential to be an incredible book in my collection and incredible potential to go up in value.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at it, it's an amazing cover. It's got rarity on its side. People love Carnage, and there are so many copies of the first appearance of Carnage and Amazing Spider-Man. If I was a Carnage person or Spider-Man collector, this is probably the book I'd want to get just because of the rarity issue. And I mean, the cover, that deep red, Maximum Carnage. And like you said, there's under, what, 15 in the 9.8 grade?
Yeah, I think 15 total copies in a 9.8.
That's crazy for a 90s book. That's like ultra rare.
But I want to say, if there's only 300 copies graded, as far as raw books, there's probably maybe half that exists. So I bet there's under 500 total copies in existence. You
Right.
just don't see this book too many. At many shows. We were at C2E2 in Chicago a couple years ago, and I remember we were looking for this book, and we only found one dealer that had it, and he only had two copies, and he'd sold one at the time. So super hard book. I don't think I've ever seen it anywhere else in the wild.
Yeah. That's why I was, yeah, so excited when I saw it locally. And I kind of feel bad because I feel like I've put Matt down the wrong road. But I think in the long run, 20 years from now, when Matt cashes out his portfolio, I think this book still has the potential to be worth a lot of money.
Yeah, I love the cover too. So it's a great book for my collection. And this is a definitely long-term hold. I'm going to hang on to this book. If it happens to go up in value, I'll consider selling. But I just love this cover. I love Venom. I love Carnage. I love the Maximum Carnage storyline. So I'm really happy to have this book.
Yeah, I agree. I think like we said, in the long term, I think it'll all work out. But just wanted to show you guys that everything we buy doesn't turn to gold, and Sometimes you got to be patient with this stuff. It's like buying stocks. They're going to go up and down before you retire, and you just hope that you bought at the right time. Let us know what you think about this book. If you think it's a good long-term hold, if you've got a copy of this book, let us know. We'd love to hear from you. MJZ out.